In today's show, did Bitcoin just bottom out at 17,600 now that we've regained that bullish momentum above $19,000? And good news, there is a sell wall at $20,000 breaking down. And as analyst Beaslorian points out, the price action on Bitcoin right now is something else. There's like zero sell pressure. It feels like the price is just getting pulled up at this point instead of pushing up. Just look at those volume bars. Big pump coming, in my opinion. I'll be breaking all this down for you in today's show. Also, breaking news. Michael Saylor explains how Bitcoin can surge 80x and beyond. That's right. In this new fireside chat he did with the Binance CEO, Changpeng Zhao, he goes on to share gold is defective. It's an antiquated store of value. It was the best store of value for 5,000 years until we invented the computer. It was a good idea until it became not a good idea. And then he goes on to share how Bitcoin could meteorically rise by 100x from its current value, which would put the Bitcoin price at about $2 million per BTC. I'll be breaking all this down for you in today's show. And as Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki tweeted, glad I bought Bitcoin. Next stop, $50,000. Wall of institutional money coming, 2021. Buy below $20,000. Max Kaiser just tweeted, as soon as Bitcoin showed up, the US dollar and everything associated with it was doomed. In 2021, as the country is poised for collapse, we shouldn't mourn its passing. Let's just get on with living our best Bitcoin life. 1969 was probably peak America. C'est la vie. That's right. And also, breaking news, mystery of $2 billion of loans backed by fake gold in China. And as Max Kaiser points out, no verification problems with Bitcoin. Touche. And as Cameron Winklevoss points out, there's 3.5 billion smartphones on the planet. All of them can hold Bitcoin. None of them can hold gold. Bitcoin is the future. And then he continues, Bitcoin will overtake gold. I can't say when, but I can say within the next decade. Bitcoin grew 60x in the past 5 years. To overtake gold, it will need to grow 25x in the next 10 years. In other words, grow half as much in twice as much time. The Bitcoin gold flipping will mark the biggest change to money since ancient Egypt 5,000 years ago, really since the beginning of recorded history. In today's show, we're also going to be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin is pumping up over 5% for the day. Ethereum and all the major altcoins minus XRP are in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. So be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right. And turn on all notifications to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every single day, including weekends just like this. And before I kick off today's show, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below the video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. Lots to discuss today. Doesn't it feel great waking up to a Bitcoin pump? You gotta love it. The price of Bitcoin has started to rally once again on December 13th, rising above now 19,300 after dropping to sub 17,600 just on Friday. The significant increase in buyer demand in that area indicates that Bitcoin may have just seen a short-term bottom when Bitcoin initially dropped to around 17,700. On-chain analysts, including Edward Mora and Nick Yermuk, pinpointed large buy orders on Bitfinex as well as Coinbase. As soon as the Bitcoin price briefly dropped below 17,700, it started to rebound quickly, reclaiming $18,000 within 3 hours. Now, is this the new Bitcoin run-up to the all-time high, breaking this 20K critical resistance? It looks this way. It may happen this week. Conventional technical analysis suggests that the logical Bitcoin bottom would likely be established at 17,000, as we had an open CME futures gap at that mark. Now, it marked the top of a weekly candle in January of 2018 as well, and also a major support area on the low time frame charts. Mora noted that Bitcoin may have appeared to recover randomly at 17,600 if traders were not observing the exchange heat maps. Now, the order books and heat maps showed whales heavily bidding the $17,600 level, as you can see right here on your screen, which likely marked a local bottom, said Edward Mora right here on Crypto Twitter. Bitcoin pretty thick wall and Bitfinex tapped. Last time we touched it, we bounced good. And then we also have analyst Nick Yarmuk Yarmak, who wrote, Bitcoin reached 17,600. In my opinion, this is the bottom. So there you have it. Both analysts are bullish on the king of all crypto. Bitcoin rebounding from 17,600 is highly optimistic because it printed a higher low formation on the 4-hour chart. This means that the bottom of the recent correction is higher than the previous bottom, a trend often spotted during rallies. The Bitcoin price also began to rally after it surpassed 18,800, which Cointelegraph identified as a potential whale cluster area and key resistance level, as I broke down in yesterday's episode. Now for the next key levels to keep your eyes on. In the near term, there's two key factors to consider. First, as Cointelegraph consistently reported, Bitcoin sell pressure remains relatively high. Second, this would mark the second recess of the all-time high since November 30th. There is an argument to be made that there is now less selling pressure in the near term since miners and whales sold off heavily last week. In other words, this may be the much anticipated correction and the bullish U-turn, which has been confirmed. The probability of a new all-time high increases further if Bitcoin surpasses the $19,400 resistance level, which we're at the cusp of at this moment, which is next with the low selling pressure. The pseudonymous trader known as Saylor said that the lack of sell pressure may trigger a big rally in the short term. Checking out his tweet right here on crypto Twitter. The price action on Bitcoin right now is something else. There's like zero sell pressure. It feels like the price is just getting pulled up at this point instead of pushing up. Just look at those volume bars. Big pump coming, in my opinion. That's right. Let me know if you agree with this analyst and if you feel the Bitcoin price will break that critical 20K resistance this week. Drop me a comment right down below. And before I break down our next story of the day, Saylor explains how Bitcoin can surge 80x and beyond in this new exclusive interview he did with the Binance CEO, Changpeng Zhao. But before I break this down, let's first take a look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin trading at about 19,300, up more than 5% for the day. We have Ethereum up 5.6%, trading at $587. We have XRP barely in the green after a pretty substantial correction yesterday, interestingly enough, on the same day as their utility fork for the Flare/Spark tokens. We have Cardano up about 6%, trading at 15.3 cents. Stellar Lumens up about 10%, trading at 17.3 cents. Chainlink up almost 5%, trading at $12.65. And we have Miss Litecoin up 8%, trading at $81.20. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day, shall we? Saylor, the chief executive of the world's largest publicly traded business intelligence firm, Microstrategy, is revealing how Bitcoin could meteorically rise by 100x from its current valuation. Now let's do the math real quick. With Bitcoin currently at about $20,000, if Bitcoin was to 100x from here, that would put the Bitcoin price at approximately $2 million per BTC. Let's go. On this fireside chat with the Binance founder, Changpeng Zhao, the MicroStrategy head says Bitcoin needs to transform its old narrative of being a volatile, speculative asset suitable for investing 1% to 2% of one's capital into being the ultimate safe haven and store of value asset. Then Saylor goes on to share in this exclusive interview, the speculative narrative was predominant before March, but that's not going to appeal to 99% of the investors or the money in the world. They would want something different. They want Bitcoin is the ultimate synthetic long-term treasury reserve asset. It's an engineered safe haven asset, engineered to be superior to gold in all aspects of bearer instruments. That's a store of value. And if I go from one to the other, then I'm not talking about getting 1% of money from 1% of the investors. I'm talking about getting 50% of the money from 100% of the investors. And should this change in narrative happen, the outspoken Bitcoin bull notes a couple of markets that could be pouring their money into Bitcoin and drastically raise the price of the market cap of the leading cryptocurrency. He goes on to share, the people that we want to appeal to are the people that put their money in gold because they don't trust fiat instruments. So that's 10 trillion there. That gets you to a factor of 20 to 50x there. The second bucket is people with bonds, $17 trillion in negative yielding debt, $100 trillion of 0 to 3% yielding debt. Why are you putting money in bonds and sovereign wealth? It's a safe haven. So people's reaction is the market gets scary, they run to a safe haven. I think it's pretty important in the crypto industry, and with regard to Bitcoin, you position Bitcoin as the ultimate long duration safe haven asset, so they run to it instead of running to sovereign debt. That gets you another factor of 10, 20 to 30x. And then you finally got a pool of big tech investors. You could argue a lot of people are using big tech like Tesla, Apple, Amazon as a store of value, as they've lost faith in currency. They know they can't invest in negative yielding bonds. They're not quite sure about gold. Saylor believes gold is simply out of date and not a big competitor to Bitcoin, and he's quoted saying, "Gold is defective. It's an antiquated store of value. It was the best store of value for 5,000 years until we invented a computer. It was a good idea until it became not a good idea." Touche. And to watch this entire exclusive interview between the Binance CEO and Michael Saylor, check out the show notes below the video. In the description, I'll be sure to include this link. All right, and before I break down the latest tweets from Robert Kiyosaki, Max Kaiser, and we discuss mystery of $2 billion of loans backed by fake gold in China, and I also shared the latest from Cameron Winklevoss. First, let's take a look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at $562 billion with $103 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 63.5%. And now checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Miss Litecoin up almost 7% now, trading at $80.10. YFI, Yearn Finance, up almost 7%, trading just under $27,000. FTX token up 6%, trading at $4.47. And Stellar Lumens up almost 10%, trading at 17.4 cents. And now checking out the biggest losers within the top 100. Check it out. Stable coins. That's because everything is pumping and in the green, which is a great indicator for the crypto market. Now, out of this list of all the top gainers, which altcoins in particular are you most bullish on right now? Drop me a comment right down below. And now checking out the Binance margins, we can see the bulls are in domination mode, leading with 54% longs versus about 46% shorts. Are you currently bullish or bearish on the king of all crypto? Holla at your boy. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the crypto greed and fear index. Shows we're currently rated a 91 in extreme greed. Yesterday was a 90. Last week a 95, which is as high as I've ever seen it. And last month an 89 in extreme greed. If you're not familiar with the crypto greed and fear index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that frickin' dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, let's check out this tweet from Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote, "Glad I bought Bitcoin. Next stop, $50,000. Wall of institutional money coming 2021. Buy below $20,000. If you miss Bitcoin, buy silver. Silver set to move due to AOC's Green New Deal. America in trouble. Future bright for gold, silver, Bitcoin, and entrepreneurs." I couldn't agree more. So shout out to Rich Dad. I got to appreciate his Bitcoin bullishness. Now let's check out this latest tweet from Max Kaiser, who wrote, "As soon as Bitcoin showed up, the US dollar and everything associated with it was doomed. In 2021, as the country is poised for collapse, we shouldn't mourn its passing. Let's just go on with living our best Bitcoin life. 1969 was probably peak America. C'est la vie." And Max Kaiser also points out that Bitcoin has no verification problems such as we have with gold, pointing out this article entitled "Mystery of $2 billion of Loans Backed by Fake Gold in China." And before I break this down, first I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below the video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 630 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. And also, this is podcast episode number 420. So I want to celebrate today. Happy 420. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at Crypto News Yes. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video to help support the YouTube channel and to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. You can also find us on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. You can also find me on crypto Twitter. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat, which is uncensored. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. All right, now let's break down this next story of the day. Mystery of $2 billion of loans backed by fake gold in China. That's right, more than a dozen Chinese financial institutions, mainly trust companies, loaned 20 billion yuan, which is $2.8 billion over the past 5 years, to Wuhan King Gold Jewelry Incorporated with pure gold as collateral and insurance policies to cover any losses. losses. King Gold is the largest privately owned gold processor in central China's Hubei province. Its shares are listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange in New York. The company is led by Chairman Jia Shihong, an intimidating ex-military man who is the controlling shareholder. What can go wrong? Well, at least some 83 tons of gold bars used as collateral turned out to be nothing but gilded copper, aka fool's gold. That has left lenders holding the bag for the remaining 16 billion yuan of loans outstanding against the bogus bars. The loans were covered by 30 billion yuan of property insurance policies issued by state insurance, PICC Property and Casualty, and other small issuers. The fake gold came to light in February when Dong'an Trust Company set out to liquidate King Gold collateral to cover defaulted debts. In late 2019, King Gold failed to repay investors in several trust products. Dong'an Trust said it discovered that the gleaming gold bars were actually gilded copper alloy. So there you have it. Gold cannot be trusted because we must depend upon an authority, whereas we don't have this issue with Bitcoin. And I like to point out what Cameron Winklevoss shares right here. There's 3.5 billion smartphones on the planet. All of them can hold Bitcoin. None of them can hold gold. Bitcoin is the future. And he continues, Bitcoin will overtake gold. I can't say when, but I can say within the next decade. Bitcoin grew 60x in the past 5 years. To overtake gold, it will need to grow 25x in the next 10 years. In other words, grow half as much in twice as much time. Also, Cameron and his brother Tyler make the case for a $500,000 Bitcoin price they feel will happen when Bitcoin flips on the gold price. And this tweet is regarding that. The Bitcoin gold flipping will mark the biggest change to money since ancient Egypt 5,000 years ago, really since the beginning of recorded history. Touche. And as the Moon Carl points out, Bitcoin is the best form of money we've ever had in human history. $5 million per coin is reasonable, adjusted for dollar collapse. I couldn't agree more, especially with all the printing going on. Money printer continue to go, another 7 trillion coming in the pipeline. So where are investors and massive companies and institutions going to park their melting ice cube? That's right, into the king of all crypto. So their melting ice cube can stop melting and can start accumulating some wealth. All right, now for a quick recap of what I covered with you right here in today's show. Did Bitcoin just bottom? Bitcoin reclaims $19,000 as the new rally gains steam. That's right, we're regaining our bullish momentum. As analysts are pointing out, Bitcoin reached 17,600 in my opinion. This is the bottom. We had Edward Mora who wrote pretty thick wall on Bitfinex tap. Last time we touched it, we bounced good. And as Beast Lorian points out, the price action to Bitcoin right now is something else. There's like zero sell pressure. It feels like the price is getting pumped up at this point instead of pushing up. Just look at those volume bars. Big pump coming, in my opinion. Also, I shared the latest from Michael Saylor, who explains how Bitcoin can surge 80x and beyond, and even 100x, which would put the Bitcoin price at $2 million per BTC. Also, I shared the latest from Robert Kiyosaki, who says, glad I bought Bitcoin. Next stop, $50,000. Wall of institutional money coming, 2021. Buy below, $20,000. And as Max Kaiser points out, as soon as Bitcoin showed up, the US dollar and everything associated with it was doomed. In 2021, as the country is poised for collapse, we shouldn't mourn its passing. Let's just get on with living our best Bitcoin life. 1969 was probably peak America. C'est la vie. And as I shared with you right here, mystery of $2 billion of loans backed by fake gold in China. And as Max Kaiser points out, there's no verification problems with Bitcoin. Touche. And I also shared with you the latest from Cameron Winklevoss. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go from here? Do you feel we'll break this critical 20K resistance this week, potentially within the next couple of days? Let me know in the comments right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right. And turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends just like this. And real quick before I go, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below the video in the description to register for this free system. You'll be glad you did, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.